guys, my name's Kelly, welcome back to my channel. As it is the last weekend in October, I figured I'd better haul some of the books I've acquired this month. I do have a little bit of a hair in my mouth. That wasn't what I was going to say. There is a little bit of an unboxing element to this haul, but I'm going to leave that to the end. And start off with the most recent edition, which is Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith. I was given this on Thursday, which was the first day of my work placement at the Scottish Book Trust, and I was trying to focus on faces so that I could start learning some of them, but there were books everywhere and my eyes were sort of frantically just skipping and landing on everything like a fly. One of the ladies very kindly gave me this. Andrew Smith is on my radar and has been since Winger, which I haven't read yet, but I really want to. This has been further down the list because I think it might be just a bit too bizarre. It does involve an army of horny, hungry, 6 foot tall praying mantises. So it's out there. It might be too out there, but for now it's there. The next book I got is Hagseed by Margaret Atwood, which is signed. I didn't meet the author, but I bought a ticket to go and see her speak a couple of weeks ago about this. It is her contribution to the Hogarth Shakespeare project, and Tyler is doing one as well, and various other quite high-profile authors. This one is based around Shakespeare's The Tempest, and it's set in the prison system where the inmates are putting on a theatre production of The Tempest. And I think this sounds really good. She was very, very knowledgeable. Listening to her speak made me realise that I haven't read any Shakespeare since it was force-fed to me at school, basically. So I should, and I actually didn't hate Shakespeare at school, so that probably means that if I read it voluntarily, I might actually properly enjoy it, so I should give it another go. The next book, which is entirely Jen Campbell's fault, is Ali Smith's Autumn. Jen's video where she talked about this just sold it to me, and then I went in store and I read the first couple of pages, and it is so beautifully written. I think my mouth actually dropped open in the shop. I was just incomprehensibly edible words. This is the first in a projected seasonal quartet. This is Autumn, obviously, and it's a beautiful cloth-bound book in this lovely rusty orangey brown colour. And I could have just waited for the paperback, to be honest, but I just think if they have the quartet in this cloth bound with seasonal colours, they're just going to look so great on the shelf. So I did end up getting the hardback, and this one was also signed, but again I didn't meet the author. This was just signed on the table in store. This is about time, about harvest, about changes. It's about autumn. And it's very, very present in the now. It's a very immediate story involving the recent EU referendum and Brexit, and it's told via the vehicle of a very non-conventional romance, I think, but it's really not something that can be that easily defined I tried to find out how to explain this in the video, and it wasn't anything really concrete that I could give to you. But as I said, if you just read the first couple of pages, it'll sell itself. It's beautiful. Put that there. Next, I need to open, oh, I probably should have got the scissors beforehand. Excuse me. My camera actually cut out, so I didn't record the part where I snipped the top off of this. Nevertheless, let's act surprised. Oh, look what it is. It is upside down. It's What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. This is a collection of short stories which I got basically because of the cover, because the rating is not that high, although I have seen Jen Campbell and her cohort talk about it. I wanted this edition, well, this print run really, because this has a beautiful exposed open spine, and in my bookstore we were selling this in this style, and then the next ones we got with the same ISBN number had the closed spine, so I think it must have just been the first print run maybe, and I wanted this one. So I got it from a seller on Amazon, and it's arrived. There is one slightly snubbed corner, but other than that I've done pretty well. as I understand it, these stories are fairly abstract. No, oh, I remember. These are kind of based around books and libraries and things. The reader is invited into a world of lost libraries and locked gardens, of marshlands where the drowned dead live, and a city where all the clocks have stopped. Students hone their skills at puppet school, the homely wench society commits a guerrilla book swap, and lovers exchange books and roses on St. George's Day. Okay, that was another reason why I bought it, because they're quite literary-centric stories. And mostly because it's pretty. Next, I have put off unboxing this one for a long time, so I really hope there's nothing wrong with the contents. Yes, satisfying. Here, oh, I'm already not happy with the edges of this one. Right, okay. This is also not as perfect as I require it to be. This is The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. This is the third and final book in the Remnant Chronicles. I'm not going to say too much about it since it is the third book, but the first book was The Kiss of Deception, and it followed a runaway princess trying to lead a normal life prior to what would have been an arranged marriage to a prince she'd never met from a neighbouring kingdom. The prince then goes looking for her, followed by an assassin from, I think, yet another kingdom, and as the book is told, you don't know which is the prince and which is the assassin, as she meets both of them but doesn't know who they are. And the reader doesn't know who they are. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was really exciting to read. It has gotten so much more political and edgy and dangerous, and the love triangle kind of dissipated. It's more just like a love line, because, you know, you'll read it, you'll love it, you'll get it, and the romance is not off-putting. It's actually quite interesting. Although I do feel, apparently, the love interest in this one, it's the same love interest. Oh my god, I'm messing this up. The pairing in this one, they get to spend more time together, and I think the guy is a bit more of a guy in this one, so he's not always the most likable, but I think that's probably truer to a genuine romance. But this is not about the romance. This is about the potential for war between these kingdoms and avoiding that, I think. Next is The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. I think I saw beauty guru Fleur de Force haul this, sort of for her copy table, because it looks so beautiful, and it does, but I have a slightly scuffed edge, which I'm not too pleased with. And I did always want to get this book. This just happens to be a pretty edition of it. I'm getting rambly. Good thing we've only got one more left to unwrap. This is the required reading for me this... Why don't I just start again? My word. I am on the shadow panel for the first book prize for the Saltire Award 2016, and these are the books that I need to read for it. And I have a note from Saltire Society Scotland saying, happy reading, and oh, I'm actually interested in trying these. I got some sweets too, that was cute. I have to read This Changes Things by Claire Askew, and because not all of these books are really the sort of things that I would pick up under my own steam, I haven't read too much into them because I don't want to be put off. They have to be read and they will be read, so I don't want to overthink them. But this is a first book. Oh, and it's poems. Her poems focus on the lives and experiences of women, particularly the socially or economically marginalised, at pains both to emphasise and to recognise the limits of this empathy. I'll have to unpack that in a minute. But it is a collection of poetry, which I didn't realise. And I'm trying to read more. So that's good. I'll put that one up there. Next, I have Infinite Ground by Martin MacInnes. I also don't know about this one. During a sweltering South American summer, a family convenes for dinner at a restaurant. Midway through the meal, Carlos disappears. An experienced, semi-retired inspector takes the case. But what should be a routine investigation becomes something strange, intangible, even sinister. Ooh, that's kind of not what you would expect from the cover, is it? The cover looks like a non-fiction coffee table book, maybe with architecture stuff in it. It's rose gold though, so that's cool. Next, I'm gonna have to be careful about reading this one, lest people get the wrong idea. Expecting: The Inner Life of Pregnancy by Chitra Ramaswamy. Chitra Ramaswamy. Sorry if I butchered your name. But yes. When Chitra Ramaswamy discovered she was pregnant, she longed for a book that went above and beyond a manual, a book that did more than simply describe what was happening in her growing body day by day, week by week, and month by month, a book that got to the heart of the bewildering, thrilling, and strange experience that is pregnancy. So honestly, I probably will quite enjoy this because it is something just so beyond my experience so far, and potentially ever. This is probably one of the ones that I'm least anxious about having to get through. So put that on there. The last book I'm already reading on my Kindle, it is Trials on Death Row in Pakistan by Isabel Buchanan. This is non-fiction and it's very, very detailed, following examples of trials in Pakistan, as it says. Pakistan's death row has one of the highest numbers of inmates in the world. Around 8,000 prisoners at any time fill its overflowing prisons. Many are innocent, most are poor, all are condemned. Each has a story to tell. So this is basically their stories told by this one woman who is from Scotland. In 2011, Isabel Buchanan, a 23-year-old Scottish lawyer, moved to Pakistan to work in a new legal chambers in Lahore. The chambers was run by a determined 33-year-old Pakistani lawyer, Sarah Belal, who had been through a succession of jobs and finally found her calling in defending inmates on Pakistan's death row. So this is going to be pretty grueling. I'm going to come out of it much better informed about a subject that I otherwise would never have sought enlightenment on, I'm sure. I just would have accepted that there was injustice in the world. So these are all the books from the month of October. I'm really pleased with the mixture there. And I'm pleased that I'm managing to grow the collection so quickly, considering that when I moved here a couple of months ago I only had a library extending to there, although when I go to Spain at Christmas I'll be coming back with a suitcase full of books that I already own and I cannot wait to see them. It's like seeing old friends and I genuinely haven't seen them for years. So that's going to be exciting. I hope to see you in the next video. Please give this one a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to, and you can also find me as Bookily Jones on Instagram and Twitter. I would love to see you there. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, and, well, a wonderful year if I don't see you again. Thank you, bye!